And here we go. And as you notice, we're not doing, the regular Raw 2017 type intro with like, uncopyrighted guitar riffs and stuff. Instead, we're doing like the 2008 logo loop, stuff like that. Or no, just like the 2009 2010 logo loop where it said Raw HD. Alright, well, anyway, welcome back to Viewers Mode as this is now our first episode of Viewers Mode after the very, very, I don't know, frustrating live from the MSG pay-per-view and stuff like that. Took forever to upload. Those two, well, part two did. I tried to combine it to make it an hour and something and stuff like that. I tried to do it on like iPhone. I couldn't, but I noticed later on after I uploaded all two parts and after I deleted all the clips from my gallery, like every single clip from the pay-per-view besides the thumbnail, and I noticed of how that I actually could have combined those two clips up while I was editing the video on YouTube while I was uploading part one. I could have also added in the clip of part two, and it wouldn't have taken up my space. And so I felt like an idiot after that. And also because I did do that, because like there was one clip for the No Surrender pay-per-view, and then there was a second clip due to like audio issues. No, due to like it won't. My video editor wouldn't have recorded my audio, or it would have stopped my video while I was recording audio over then 40 minutes, which is why I had to do like two clips so it could be well worked out. Good thing it didn't actually do anything to my audio for that. And so I actually added up, the first clip, and then I quickly added up the second clip, and then I uploaded as one thing. So I didn't remember to do that from the live from the MSG thing, which is why we have two parts for that. Anyway, after that long explanation, this is Raw Week 9, this first episode of Raw after the live from the MSG thing. First episode of Viewers Mode after the live from the MSG thing as well. We have done two SmackDown GM modes. One 2 days ago and one just a couple hours ago. I would say 4 or 5 hours ago. And so anyway, Viewers Mode time. Like I said, the SmackDown Viewers Mode not connected to the SmackDown GM mode. SmackDown GM mode is based off the Ruthless Aggression era, like all the years throughout the era. So stuff like that. Anyway, so we're live from Huntington, New York. So once again, a location generator. I used a random location generator to just give us a random location so it could feel more like real Dirty in Yours Mode style and Dirty 2K18, stuff like that. Anyway, so as you know, we got the star counter rating. So we have only used this for GM mode. I haven't really used this for Yours Mode, but I've now decided so we can know which brand is better, since I barely get any views in my videos. So basically counting up all the Raw, SmackDown, and ECW views in total, so like all the Raw views, all the SmackDown views, and then all the ECW views for Yours Mode. I decided to do random star ratings to see which one's better at the end of the series. And so we do have a whole lot of pay-per-views to go through. We've only been through 4 out of 20 something, so we got a whole lot to do. So kicking things off here with Mitsharu Misawa versus Big Cass. Now for this one, they did face off against Shirt in Raw Week 8. And Misawa, he won the matchup, I believe. So they're going to have a rematch here tonight. And so if you notice, I'm not doing my heel commentary for Raw. So now I decided, since I don't really like doing heel commentary all that much in either of the numerous modes, and I don't really like to do... Well, Mitsharu Misawa, he won the matchup, but I wasn't even paying attention. I was looking at the match right. Anyway, I was going to have some debuts here tonight. But first off, your main event, 8-man tag team action. The Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, will be teamed up with breezango, Tyrese Penango, against Undertaker and Kane, and your Raw Tag Team Champions. Well, 2 of 4 of your Raw Tag Team Champions of the Brood. We got Edge and we got Vampiro. But necessarily Edge and Gangrel are the Raw Tag Team Champions. But of course, Vampiro, he is the newest member to the Brood. And he is also filling in for an injured Christian. Anyway, that is definitely going to be a chaotic matchup. 8-man tag. Not an 8-man elimination, but just a regular 8-man tag. And so that's definitely going to be chaotic and stuff. Of course, number one contenders are breezango. No, they have the rematch clause. But before the Hardy Boys had the rematch clause. So both the Hardy Boys and breezango have their rematch clauses. Hardy Boys, they have not used theirs yet. But anyway, time for the 2 debuts. Silas Young, of course, Ring of Honor. He's known as the last real man, or the last real man on Earth, something like that. And of course, we also got Brian Cage, another debut on Superstar. He moves around from Lucha Underground, and for PWG Night 1, I believe he had a matchup against, I can't remember. I know for Night 2 we had Chuck Taylor versus Ricochet as the main event. I don't like Ricochet bald. I like him better as Prince Puma and Lucha Underground. Speaking of which, so the last matchup, that was 2.7 rated. Let's see how much rating this is. Now, of course, since these are 2 created characters, the Big Cat was a created character, so it wasn't necessarily going to bring up a good star rating. But now, since these are 2 created characters from Federation Online, they're probably not going to pull off a good matchup. Seeing like Alex Shelley, the created Alex Shelley, he is from the Federation Online roster. My custom Ricochet / Prince Puma, he is from the Federation Online roster. And then so is Fandango and Tyre Breeze. They're from the Federation Online roster as well. So they won't necessarily always be pulling off good matches since they are from that roster, which is a created roster and all generated roster in the game. Anyway, so speaking of which, might as well run down the match card. So we have Mitsharu misawa versus Big Cass. We had Brian Cage. Well, we're having Brian Cage versus Silas Young currently. So far, Brian Cage nails the elbow drop. Anyway, going back to the match card. And so, next matchup after this, non-title matchup between your new Intercontinental champion, Alex Shelley. Of course, he won in a Fatal 4 elimination matchup between himself, The Miz, m.v.p, and the Intercontinental champion going into it, Apollo Crews. So, of course, like I said during the pay-per-view, unless Apollo Crews is like the last, he's one of the last 2 men in the ring, and if he gets eliminated, then he has his rematch clause for his own championship. But if he gets eliminated and he doesn't survive to like the final 2, then whoever is the last one to get eliminated, they have their rematch clause, which doesn't really make a lot of sense since Apollo Crews was the last one to hold title, but that's just how I want it to plan out. And so m.v.p and Alex Shelley, they were the final 2. And so what did Alex Shelley do? He promised his tag team partner Chris Sabin that he will eliminate The Miz in the matchup since The Miz tapped Chris Sabin, and he also said that he'll become Intercontinental champion in the process. And well, the CPU made Alex Shelley do both of that, so that was pretty cool. And so later on in the next matchup, Alex Shelley would take on m.v.p in a non-title matchup. If m.v.p is to win, well then we shall see. This is his rematch clause and Brian Cage. Well, okay, that's great. This CPU is a 1.7 rated matchup. Brian Cage, he's just gonna quit. Now, if anything, you would think that Silas Young would necessarily quit since he's like the heel and stuff, and Brian Cage is like, the dominating face, the good guy. No, Silas Young, he does not quit. But Brian Cage, he just decides, screw this, I'm out here. Bye bye. You guys are not gonna have a second match. So Silas Young, he wins that matchup by forfeit. Well, that's expected. That's unexpected. That was unexpected, I should say. So on Raw Week 10, we could probably set up something between Brian Cage and Silas Young. I know I'm already setting up with something with Big Cass and Mitsharu Misawa. I'm setting something up with that. So not a title matchup. We got X-Ray, we got m.v.p. So might as well quickly run down the match card again. Well, run down the next 2 matches. Of course, you guys know the main event. And so, 4th matchup, which will be after this one, champion versus champion. Your newly crowned X Division champion, of course, Ricochet / Prince Puma. We're just going to have him as Prince Puma, but the name that he's going to go by in the game is going to be Ricochet, but we're just going to announce him as Prince Puma because we're going to keep him in the Prince Puma type costume that he has in the Underground, stuff like that. And so, Ricochet, Prince Puma, your X Division champion, he is going to take on your Dode champion, your newly crowned Dode champion, in Bobby Lashley. So, of course, we did have Lashley win the triple threat between himself, his tag team partner Roman Reigns, and then WWE champion CM Punk. Lashley, he did pin Roman. He didn't pin the champion Punk, but Lashley pinned Roman Reigns, his tag team partner. So, Roman, he has his rematch clause again, I guess. Or we don't know what we're going to necessarily do. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna necessarily do as a number one contenders thing, or if I'm gonna make Roman have a rematch clause again, because Roman has gotten so many title opportunities so far. Well, we're gonna see. I did want Roman to lose the first matchup against Punk at Order Limit, and then I just wanted to sub for a triple threat, and so we did sub for a triple threat. I want Punk to win, really, but here's just how it is. So, of course, the main event, the 8-man tag team matchup, Shinsuke Nakamura and Kane, they're not going to be here in the show. Well, of course, Nakamura and Kane, they are in a rivalry with, Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, my bad. Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, they're in a rivalry with, Undertaker and Kane. I think the rivalry ended since Taker and Kane has defeated them in the Over the Limit preview and in the Live from Newsy preview, so Kane and Taker, they have defeated Nakamura and Styles on 2 consecutive times. Not 1-1 matches, but tag matches, yes, which were counted. As Cedar Egg Shelley off the bridge, suplex onto m.v.p, landing around his head, and Egg Shelley, your Intercontinental champion, picks up a victory. Well, that explains everything. So, Ray skipped by. We were gone by like 3 matches. Alrighty, those were some quick matches. Well, don't worry, because the main event, that is the longest match of the night, of course, since it's an 8-man tag team match. Time for Champion vs. Champion matchup. Prince Puma, aka Ricochet. X-Force Champion against this man, your WWE Champion, Bobby Lashley, the man that's on the Raw Week 9 thumbnail with the new Raw layout. Because I don't really like the 2017 one all that much, so I'm going to use like the 2008, 2010 type. Nah, it's necessarily 2010 with the Raw HD one, so yeah, 2010 I guess. Even though it's not all that much different from like 2008, 2007, stuff like that. You guys get the idea. And so we shall see on what happens here. Lashley did win that triple threat. It was like a 5-man triple threat, but hey, they counted what like suplex type counter from Lashley, but shouldn't be really talking about that because the way both men just fell down, like fell in like a swanton type maneuver, that was kind of gruesome. Both of them landed around their heads, and if not next, that was definitely somewhat gruesome land for both WWE champion and both X Division champion. So Champion vs. Champion matchup, we're just gonna see who's the better champion. Now imagine if Ricochet is to pick up a victory here. If Ricochet is to pick up a victory, that would be definitely a major upset here. Because Ricochet, here's your minor card champion, here's your X Division champion. Number 1 contender for the championship, for the X Division championship, is Cody Rhodes. He did win a 10-man battle royal. Final 2 men in that matchup was Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn. So Zayn, he came up short once again. Zayn, of course, he came up short against in a 1-1 matchup in Raw Week 2 a long time ago against CM Punk for the WWE Championship. And that vacant title matchup, of course, Zayn won the Fatal 4-Way in Week 1. Punk also won the Fatal 4-Way in Week 1. And so then they faced off against Trevor for a title in the main event. We only had highlights for that. And so, yep, that's just how it played out necessarily. So Zayn, he's come up short. On multiple occasions, he was also in that number of contenders Fatal 4-Way matchup between Alex Shea, Chris Sabin, Batista, and Sami Zayn himself. Of course, Alex Shea will win the matchup, which is now why Alex Shea is your Intercontinental champion. And I just noticed we have now showed every champion here on Raw for this episode. It's like the aftermath, kind of, so not really of necessarily major aftermath, but we have your WWE champion and Bobby Lashley, we have your X-Force champion and Ricochet, we have your Raw Tag Team champions, and the Brood, but necessarily it's really Gangrel and Edge, not Vampiro and Edge, but Gangrel, he's playing Vampiro to test, to see how he'll do in the Brood. Since this is Vampiro and Gangrel didn't necessarily work out, can Vampiro and Edge work out? Or did Vampiro and Gangrel defeat AJ Styles and Nakamura before the Live from the Street pay-per-view thing? I can't remember anymore where. And what a fishman suplex from Ricochet to by Lashley just moments ago. And Lashley, he's got stunned there. And now super kick into a sharpshooter. Very innovative from Ricochet. The high flying Ricochet. Definitely an amazing athlete to watch. Against the more brawler type, slower paced, but pretty fast paced for a man of his size, Bobby Lashley. So of course, Lashley, probably your most dominant man. Here, and Samoa drop it into a DT. That was nice. I like that. Into a chin lock. And now Ricochet has the upper hand on your WWE champion. Bobby Lashley nails into a sleeper hold. Nice transition, of course. Of course, and in the victory roll, oh no, that caught me out surprised. I didn't even know how to call that action. That caught me out surprised. And Lashley, big pop body drop ricochet, and very very lightweight ricochet goes flying. Of course, that's why he's X Division champion. But for the X Division title here in Raw, necessarily it's just for it couldn't be for big men such as Bobby Lashley, both as long as they're athletic, as long as they can fly and stuff. But of course, for SmackDown, the Cruiserweight title is just what it is, but not like a 205 Live Cruiserweight title. It's like back then with old SmackDown for like a 220-pound weight limit. I feel like they rated that just fit Matt Hardy into it, but okay. Fishman suplex from Ricochet. Can he pick up victory there? That was only one count. That was that was close. Never mind. And now, okay. Collarbone spike slam from Bob Lashley into a knee drop. His feet are very, very close to the ropes. He almost picked up victory against Ricochet. Ricochet, a choke, spike, collarbone slam. Can this one be a Ricochet? And he picks up the victory. 2.6 rated matchup for champion versus champion. Prince Puma, Ricochet, whatever you want to call him at this point. Well, this is him as Prince Puma. We're just going to have him be dressed up as Prince Puma throughout this whole universe mode, but we're just going to still call him Ricochet since Prince Puma is kind of long to say, and I really just don't want to say Puma or Prince. And we're moving on to 8-man tag team action now. Undertaker and Kane, the two men who have destroyed Styles and Nakamura multiple times. And of course, the Raw Tag Team Champions, The Brood, against these 4 men, Hardy Boys and breezango. Breezango, of course, they still have the rematch clause against Raw Tag Team Champions, The Brood. The Hardy Boys, they have not cashed in the rematch clause after losing their Raw Tag titles to The Brood at the Yard Limit pay-per-view, but that was Gangrel and Edge who won it from them. Christian, he's still injured. He's going to be out until probably Raw Week 11, so he's not going to be showcased in Raw Week 10, but he will probably come back in Raw Week 11. And Vampiro, of course, newest member of The Brood. This is his 3rd week being established as part of Brood. Well, 2nd or 3rd week, I believe. So, well, wait to establish yourself in a faction. If you do want to establish yourself in a faction, it has to be The Brood. But of course, Gangrel, he did accept Vampiro. But imagine Undertaker and Kane in The Brood. Imagine how powerful they'll be. They have Gangrel, they have Vampiro, they'll have Edge, they'll have Christian, they'll have Undertaker and Kane. That's easily a great faction, probably like the Nation Domination or DX. Maybe in Bullet Club. Nah, who can? No other faction better than Bullet Club. And well, Jeff Hardy's gonna take out Edge in the process. While Kane, Kane, he was part of that little time moment, and now Jeff Hardy's gonna try to escape. Tags in Tyler Breeze. Breeze definitely doesn't want none of the Undertaker. He's gonna tag Fandango, tagging his tag team partner, and so Breeze, he's gonna wear down Undertaker for his partner Fandango. Fandango immediately going to a pin. That didn't work out so well for him. Taker immediately kicking out. And so, you gotta think at this point, if breezango and the Hardy Boys are able to defeat The Brood and the Brothers of Destruction, you gotta really think, do they necessarily get a title shot against The Brood? Of course, AJ Styles just Nakamura trying to recover from their tag team matchup against Undertaker and Kane, because they didn't win the matchup again. And so, like I said, I'm not gonna be doing my heel commentary role on Raw. I'm just gonna stay with my same old commentary on SmackDown East, which is where I just call the action and don't act like a heel or act like a face. I just based off of wrestling talent and ability, or I just call the action as it is and don't be biased towards any of the wrestlers. To be fair. So, well, anyway, for Raw week, this is week 9. So going into Raw week 10, definitely gonna be action-packed. I believe I have everything set up for Raw week 10 as well. I always have things set up in advance once I do a match card for this. Yep, I do. Okay, I got 4 matches set up. I got 4 matches set up for Raw week 10. Okay, yep. Pretty decent match card. So now, of course, you got a thing in this matchup. Both these men have to get backside the ring. Fandango, he's on count 3. Kane is on the count of 6, but of course if you get counted out or disqualified in these regular tag team matches with disqualifications or count out, you will get eliminated. And though it's not a tag team elimination, but if you do get disqualified or count out, that member who got disqualified or count out will get eliminated, and then it'll turn into 4-on-3 and stuff like that, so on, so on. Unless until one person's pinned, and then bam, that opposing team has one matchup. Fandango now is on count 8. Jeff Hardy hit the hockey stick onto Kane. Kane, what a powerbomb to Hardy. To Jeff, my ad. And Fandango, he's been counted out. Like I said, count out or disqualified. Goes down to a handicap type situation, and you necessarily don't really want that all that much. So just like that, that's how quickly the tides will turn. 4-on-3 handicap now, and there goes Jeff Hardy again off the brutal type powerbomb from Kane. Kane's just doing the powerbomb with so much momentum. 5.9 rated matches, that's pretty good. So going back into the matches, Mitsharu Misawa versus Big Cass, that was 2.7. Brian Cage forfeited his matchup against Silas Young. If there was a forfeit, I would have expected it to be Silas Young and not Brian Cage, but anyway, that was 1.7. It ended off at 1.7 rating. Shelley, the Intercontinental champion against m.v.p. in a Nontitle matchup, that was 2.3, with Shelley winning. Champion versus champion, X versus champion, Ricochet versus WWE champion by Lashley. Ricochet picking up a surprise victory. That was 2.6. Now we got this 8-man tag team matchup where I guess you could say at this point it's 4-on-3 with everyone from the Brood and Burst of Destruction team. That's definitely a scary team. And well, we got Tyler Breeze and the Hardy Boys. Of course, Tyler Breeze's tag team partner, Fandango of breezango. He was counted out, so it's now 4-on-3. As Jeff Hardy can try to get some momentum off the Hurricane against Kane. A rope break though. Hardy going for another pin. You're gonna have to take him out of the ropes, kid. Well, I shouldn't say kid, of course. You know, they're veterans, but my bad. I was thinking of 2003. Whatever. 2004, 2005, 2008. I don't know. Matt Hardy multiple strikes to Kane. Can take him out. Nails the drop kick after the kick up. Nice transition of moves from Matt Hardy and Madtude. I'm not gonna bring back that gimmick. Broken Matt Hardy? Sure. I actually liked the Madtude gimmick back then. I wasn't even sure if it was around in 2004, but watching some like 2003 episodes of SmackDown, ranging from after the Royal Rumble, all the way up to I'm currently up to SmackDown, the second SmackDown after WrestleMania 19. I really am enjoying that Matt Hardy's Madtude gimmick with Shannon Moore. I really am enjoying that. Anyway, going back to Universe mode here. So far we got Kane. He's gonna probably have to make a tag here, probably to Edge. We haven't seen Edge in this matchup, I believe. Well, of course we have like some things, you know, on the outside ring. Of course, Matt Hardy and Kane, to the legal men, off the snap mirror into a nice end device. Nice transition from Matt Hardy. Tyler Breeze punched the back of the head of Kane. That's gonna work out in favor. 3-on-1 handicap type situation as Kane is on the wrong corner, and Kane realizes it. Nails the big boot. And Matt Hardy is going to keep him grounded here. Kane going to try to fight back here. Matt Hardy, he's fighting back. Well, his will and might. Of course, Kane not necessarily an opponent you want to be going up here. Not you want to be going up against. Well, of course, not is Vampiro, Gangrel, or Edge. Of course, all three of those other men. Very dangerous, and I thought Kane's going to probably tag and take her. And Kane, he misses the clothesline off the steel steps, and now Matt Hardy. He's in a scared predicament. He's in the corner of the Brood and the Burst of Destruction as now rope break being called for there. And Matt Hardy, he's going to send Taker flying, but then Vampiro, he sends Matt Hardy flying. And now Edge finally in this matchup, the radar superstar of the Brood, Matt Hardy. Not Matt Hardy, but Edge. Not gonna lie, probably my favorite member of the Brood. Anyway, now had him in the submission, and now Matt Hardy is gonna counter to a figure 4 leg lock, and Edge, he's tapping out. Well, Edge, he was tapping out there. Okay, and for some reason Matt Hardy's went from 6 to 8. And Undertaker, he's gonna try to cost Matt Hardy matchup. Matt Hardy on count 9, Edge on count of 7. Is Hardy gonna get counted out? Both men on count of 9. And Edge, he's gonna get there in time. Matt Hardy's not probably. And come on, no. Matt Hardy getting eliminated via count out. It's now 4 on 2. Handicap style. This not doing so well. Edge counters the I forgot what he did now. Anyway, Matt Hardy, he kind of missed the swanton, hit Tyler Breeze a little bit after connecting with the spin heel kick. There goes Jeff Hardy. There goes Edge's own tag partner Undertaker off the Hurricane. As Edge with a vivid stare to Tyler Breeze, and now here comes the Big Red Machine, the Big Red Monster, the highly experienced Kane, as Undertaker trying to choke the life out of Jeff Hardy. So Jeff Hardy's not doing so well in this matchup. It could probably shrink down to 4-on-1 with all these 4 dangerous men against Tyler Breeze. Imagine how scary that would be, especially since Tyler Breeze, I mean, we all know Jeff Hardy could easily fight back, but Tyler Breeze, not necessarily the one you would think about to fight back in a situation like that. And now Vampiro nails the DDT to Jeff Hardy. Well, that was pretty nice. Almost nailed it on that. I believe that's a pool stick, whatever you want to call it. So now multiple punches from the ground pound. Nails the dropkick, does Vampiro. And Vampiro with the advantage over Jeff Hardy. Not to mention, this is 4-on-2 handicap match now. And so Tyrese, he's now tagged in. Nails the suplex. Nice transition to a side takedown. That's sadly a rope break. If Tyrese was away from the ropes, then that could have done probably some more damage for a more couple seconds. Now we got Tyrese and Vampiro on the outside, both on the count of 1. As they have just came outside of the ring. And now Undertaker. This could turn into a 2-on-1 handicap style situation here. And a double team snap suplex from Taker and Vampiro. They nail it on to Tyler Breeze. And just like that, Breeze in deep trouble. And the last ride on the outside. Breeze's head bouncing off that ring apron. And the Undertaker and Vampiro being just given no mercy against Tyler Breeze. Vampiro, of course, he is the legal man. So he's going to be the one starting to get counted out here. He's only on the count of 2, though, so he has enough time to get back inside the ring. And which he does on the ring apron. Both men on the ring apron. One of these men going to fall off, and that one man is as a matter of fact, Tyler Breeze. Off the back suplex, Jeff Hardy going to have to try. Well, he did try. Didn't necessarily hit Vampiro off. Vampiro just launched off the ring post at the same time Matt Hardy threw a punch. So you got to think at this point, in this handicap situation, Jeff Hardy, he wants to get tagged in by Tyler Breeze. You can tell he tried to do a tag. Vampiro didn't let that happen as he is through Tyler Breeze. And now Undertaker gonna just play over in this handicap situation. So is Edge probably. And Vampiro, I thought he was gonna tag Kane for a second. Kane, he's just chilling. Jeff Hardy, he could actually try to help Tyler Breeze on the outside. Now here comes Kane. As Tyler Breeze now backside the ring, and the first thing he sees, the first thing he feels at that point, humongous big boot from the deadly veteran that is the Big Red Machine. Kane, and there goes Tyler Breeze off of that gut wrench. You can tell the star ratings have definitely shrunk down because of how the match is not getting slower paced and a little bit more boring, since, you know, the CPU is so idiotic and it's not going to keep it inside the ring. So it's just going to spam, you know, being on the outside of the ring, trying to get countouts, trying to get eliminations. Because the CPU is needed, so yep. Tyler Breeze, you got to tell him that at this point he's just very much tired, because 4-on-2 handicap situation not necessarily gonna work out in Jeff Hardy and Tyler Breeze's favor, but Tyler Breeze, he's been in spectrum for a while now. He has Kane as his matchup here, so not necessarily much of a good start to say. For Tyler Breeze into his matchup, Jeff Hardy has somewhat of mini swanton there. Him and Kane are having their own thing. There goes Jeff Hardy, Undertaker, and Tyler Breeze. At the same time, Kane delivers an elbow drop to Tyler Breeze. Prince Pretty not doing so well. And now here comes Jeff Hardy. Nails the Hurricane into the Undertaker. He was like, had all the momentum in the world to run into that. Taker is dazed. And Jeff Hardy nails the dropkick. Well, in the meantime, Kane with the ankle lock onto Tyler Breeze. Both men on the count of 6 now. Jeff Hardy with the equalizer, the bat. I believe that's probably Vampiro's bat. He gets big booted for his troubles by Kane. Let's jump. What a main event this is. How tiring has this been for almost every man in here? If not, well then at least Tyler Breeze at this point. He's just gonna have to try and tag in Jeff Hardy here. Try to do something. As here they're the brain buster to the outside. Tyler Breeze not doing so well. Now here comes Vampiro. Newest member of the Brood. Definitely a dangerous man as well. So Undertaker, he's doing Vampiro's dirty work here. Trying to wear it on Tyler Breeze. Breeze is on count 4. I don't think he can fight back at this point. He's trying to land some shots on Taker. That big boot is gonna take out Tyler Breeze. And so that strike from Edge. Breeze, he's just gonna have to run. Not try to fight back, but at least run with all the energy he has, and then try tagging Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, of course, he's the fresh man, and so Jeff Hardy, he is probably the most healthiest man in this matchup. And if not, well, the most healthiest man on the team at this point. Taker now just gonna try to choke the living life out of Tyler Breeze, trying to just spam to make Tyler Breeze get counted out, make it 4-1 here. Breeze, he doesn't care, he's gonna get inside the ring. At the count of 6, Kane and Jeff Hardy. Well, Kane simply kicks down Jeff Hardy. Nails the big boot to the back of the head of Tyler Breeze. Mounted punches, ground and pound. Nailing multiple of them to Prince Pay's face. Tyler Breeze didn't take that lightly, as Prince Pay's face bloodied up at this point. Now Kane, he's going to return the favor to some more ground pound punches. Countered by Tyler Breeze, and a chokehold by Kane. Going to try to choke the life out of Tyler Breeze. Kane, he's going to counter Tyler Breeze's chokehold. And that's it. 3-star, 3.0, so 3-star rated matchup exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, the Brood and the Brothers of Destruction, Gangrel and Christian. Most definitely happy for the Brood there. And so, neither did the Hard Boys or Breezango win this matchup for the team. So, no more contenders for the Raw Tag Titles. Probably not known yet. The Brood, they probably have no competition yet, but we shall see on Raw Week 10, which will be the next episode of Raw on New Year's Mode. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this episode of New Year's Mode. This was Raw Week 9. That was the first ever episode of New Year's Mode after the Live from the MSG thing. First ever episode of Raw after the Live from the MSG thing as well. So, as we're still recovering from that, don't miss ECW Week 9, which will probably be uploaded later on in the day, since I got nothing else to do today. Today's Saturday, got nothing else to do. Or it'll probably be uploaded tomorrow. I do know that it's going to be definitely a great episode of ECW, so you guys don't want to miss that whenever it comes out. That'll be ECW Week 9. So thank you guys for watching this episode of New Year's Mode, and bye.